We're going to do a quick review for your test. Several of the people in class asked for a quick review before the test, so here it is. So let's say you have positive 5 plus positive 3. If you were using the rules, you would first check that it's addition. It is addition, so that means I can just follow my rules. So I'm going to check the signs. I have a positive and a positive. That means that the same sign equals sum. Sum means to add. So 5 plus 3 is 8. And then I will keep the sign of the number with the largest absolute value, which is this one. So I'm going to keep that positive sign. Now, how would I represent this on a number line? On a number line, you always start with 0. And you need numbers going in both directions. And we know that a number line keeps going and going and going. Okay, I see that my first number is positive, so I start on 0 and I do 5 jumps to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm adding, so I add 3 more, and it's positive, so I go 3 more to the right. 1, 2, 3, and I land on positive 8. Now, how would I represent this with counters? Well, instead of using my counters, I'm going to draw it because that's what I want you to do for your last test question. So I have positive 5, so I'm going to represent that with unshaded circles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those would represent my yellows. And I'm going to add positive 3. 1, 2, 3. All of my counters are the same color, so that means I'm just going to add them, and that equals positive 8. So I modeled this for you as the rules. I modeled it with a number line, and I modeled it with a drawing, all on the same paper. Okay? And yes, I know you got the same answer for everything. That just means you're right. Let's do another one. This time, let's do opposite signs. So let's do negative 2 plus positive 5. If I'm looking at this as rules, I see that it is addition, so that means I can just use my rules. So I'm going to circle my signs. Now this time my signs are different, and different means difference. So I'm going to subtract. 5 minus 2 is 3. And I keep the sign of the number with the largest absolute value, which is positive. Let's represent this on a number line. So we start with 0, and we put positive numbers to the right. And we're going to put negative numbers to the left. Okay, so you always start with 0 on a number line. My first number is negative, so that means I'm going to go left. 1, 2. My second number is positive, so that means I'm going to go right 5 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And my answer again is positive 3. So that's just another way for me to get the same answer. How would I represent this as a model? So negative 2 would be red. So I'm going to represent red as a colored in circle. So 1, 2. And I'm going to represent 5 as an open circle or a non-colored in circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, how could I represent getting rid of my 0 pairs? I don't want to erase them because I need to be able to see what you're doing. So I want you to X them off. So that shows me that you're getting rid of your 0 pairs, and this shows me that you're left with positive 3. Let's do a subtraction. So if I have 6 minus positive 2, and I'm going to go ahead and notate that this is positive 6. So I have positive 6 minus positive 2. The first thing I'm going to do is notice that this is not adding. So in order to make it an addition problem so I can use my rules, I need to change some things. Number 1, I am not changing the first number at all. I'm just going to bring it straight down. I am going to change my subtraction sign to a plus sign. And I'm going to change my sign of my 2 to a negative. It's always changed to the opposite. So you see, I changed this subtraction sign to a plus sign, and I changed this positive sign to a negative sign. Now it is an addition question, and I can use my rules. So I'm going to notice that this is positive and this is negative, and that is different signs. Different signs means difference, which means I'm going to subtract. So 6 minus 2 is 4. And I'm going to keep the sign of the largest absolute value, which is positive. Now, I've changed it so I can easily represent this as an addition. So I have positive 6, so I'm going to put non-shaded circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have negative 2, so I'm going to represent that as colored in circles. Now I need to get rid of my 0 pairs. 0 pairs is another name for additive inverses, a positive 1 and a negative 1. So let's get rid of those by Xing them off. And that shows that I am left with positive 4. I forgot to do my number line, so I'm going to go up here and put my number line in. You always start at 0 every single time. Always start at 0. Okay, so I start at 0 and I see I need to go positive 6. Positive goes to the right. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I see I have a negative 2, so that means I need to go left 2. 1, 2, and I'm left with positive 4. Let's do 2 more, and then I'll let you go. What if we have negative 3 minus negative 2? Well, first of all, I notice this is not addition, so I have to change it to addition so I can use my rules. I'm not going to do anything to this negative 3. I'm just going to bring it straight down. I do need to change my subtraction to a positive. And if I change this to a positive, I have to change this to the opposite also. So it's going to be positive 2. So I just changed my problem so I can use it as an addition. So now I can compare my signs. They're different, which means I'm going to subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1, and keep the sign of the largest absolute value, which is negative 1. Okay, represent that on a number line. I don't need many numbers for this one. Okay, so I always start at 0. I see my first number is negative 3. 1, 2, 3. And my second number is positive 2, so I'm going to go right 2. 1, 2. And my answer is negative 1. Represent this with counters. It would be negative 3 would be 3 reds, which I'm going to represent as colored in circles. And 2 positives, which I'm going to represent as open, non-colored in circles. Then I'm going to get rid of my 0 pairs because they equal 0, so I don't need them. And I'm left with negative 1. Okay, I think that's enough of a review. I hope y'all do well. I hope you studied and you used your Kahoots. And I hope you do really well on your test. And I'm anxious to see how you do tomorrow. Bye bye. Good luck.